All right, folks, what an absolutely insane week 16 it's been, going all the way back to Thursday night, last night with the Bears win over the Packers, and then several really good games today. And we still have a huge one again tonight with the Ravens and the Patriots, and the Ravens desperately need this game. If they don't win this game, I think their season's over, because I think the Steelers will beat the Browns next week and clinch that division. But a lot of great games. I was 5-0 on my picks. I'm now 35, 27-2, and I am 12-3 in the last 3 weeks, so we're really heating up on the picks here. But I'm going to start today with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I believe right now the Jacksonville Jaguars are the best team in the AFC and possibly the entire NFL. And this is a game at Denver today that, which coming in, I thought probably was the best team in the AFC, in which they absolutely took it to the Broncos. The Broncos could not stop the Jaguars offense all day long, and I've been waiting for Trevor Lawrence to be this player for 4 years. And this is a player going back 2 months that I thought they should have benched. I thought it was over for him. He looked absolutely helpless. And I don't know if it's the coaching or what it is, but he looks like a completely different player. And the Broncos had a top 2 defense in the NFL, and they go in there and they put up 34 points. Trevor Lawrence had 4 total touchdowns and 299 yards on the road against one of the best defenses in the NFL. And if you look at him over the past 5 games, he has 17 total touchdowns to 3 interceptions. Over the past month, there's not been a player in the entire NFL that's played better than Trevor Lawrence. I've been saying this for a few weeks, but no one else has been saying it. And Jacksonville, I really like what they're doing right now. They're in the last 6 weeks, they are number 1 in scoring offense, number 2 in scoring defense. They have the best kicker in the NFL. They have the best rush defense in the NFL, and Trevor Lawrence is just playing a lot better. And this is a game that I've seen them lose for my entire life. And they go in there. I was not expecting this result at all. And I thought that was just one of the best wins of the entire NFL season. And they have a big one against the Colts next week. They are now a game within the number 1 seed in the AFC and home field throughout the playoffs, and just an enormous win for the Jaguars. Number 2. The Bears have a huge comeback on Saturday night versus the Green Bay Packers. And I think 2 things can be true at once. I think this was an incredible comeback win. It does a lot for their confidence. But if they would have lost this game, I think it would have been a disaster for them. Jordan Love goes out early in the game, and they're playing the backup quarterback all through the game. It looked like it was over for them. They recover an onside kick. It took a 4th down touchdown conversion and then a walk-off touchdown. But Caleb Williams, he misses some easy throws every now and then, but I think he's got one of the strongest arms in the entire NFL, and he makes some absolute incredible plays. And it was on full display yesterday with that walk-off touchdown into the wind, threw it 56 yards, and just a great play. And the Bears have already well exceeded my expectations. And then going into the season, I thought Caleb Williams was the player I was probably most uncertain about this year. Wasn't really sure what to expect from him, but he has been very good this year. And I think going into next year, he's going to be a top 5 or 6 quarterback in the entire NFL. And I think this is the Bears team that can go all the way to the NFC Championship. I don't think there's, looking across the landscape, they're going to be at home the first couple rounds. And I think they're just a pretty well put together team right now. Again, I think that loss would have been really devastating had they lost it going against a backup quarterback at home, but they pull it out and they get the win, and they're now 11-4. Number 3, the Seahawks beat the Rams. And full disclosure here, the Rams had the ball up 14 in the 4th quarter, and I assumed it was over, and I just went to bed. And I woke up the next morning, and I had about 10 missed text messages, and I see they won, and I could not be more surprised. And we talked about this going into this week. Sam Darnold has really struggled against the Rams, and he had 2 picks early on that were absolutely horrible. And I was thinking, man, they got to bench this guy. He just cannot do anything against this team. But he had a huge drive to end regulation. Then he had a huge drive in overtime, and one of the strangest 2-point conversions that I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm still kind of questioning whether that should have been considered a conversion, given they called it incomplete. It looked like most of the players on the field had stopped playing. But nonetheless, the Seahawks win. They are now the 1 seed. And if you look at Sam Darnold, a guy 2 years ago, his career was over, and now he's going to have he has a chance to have back-to-back 14-win seasons with 2 different teams. That's an incredible story, and just good for him for what he's done. Number 4, The Steelers beat the Lions today in one of the crazier games that I've seen in a long time. And I'm going to start with the Steelers here just for a second. 230 yards rushing against this Lions team, 480 yards in total offense. I thought Aaron Rodgers was pretty good today. He didn't make hardly any mistakes except for the throwaway at the end of the game when he should have just taken the sack. But the end of this game was absolutely bizarre. It looked like the Steelers had it won with a fourth down stop. Two very late flags come in. The Lions go all the way down. They score 2 touchdowns, both called back by offensive pass pass interferences. I thought both of them were pretty legitimate calls, but nonetheless, the Steelers win. And if the Ravens lose tonight, they just need a win versus the Browns next week, and they are in the playoffs. And for the Lions, they are in a lot of trouble. And now with this loss today, it looks like we're going to have a pretty dog crap day of games on Christmas Day. Really nothing of any consequence with the 3 games on Christmas Day. So might be a good opportunity to watch a movie or something else besides football. And number 5. This is a college football one, but it is time to stop inviting the group of 5 teams into the college football playoffs. These are not one of the best 12 teams. This weekend we saw with both James Madison and Tulane get absolutely boat raced by 2 teams in the playoffs that were really not even the top 4 or 5 teams in the playoffs. And if you look at the point differentials, 92-44 for the 2 group of 5 teams. I think it's time we stop inviting the group of 5 teams. Let's take the 12 best teams. These teams don't belong in the playoffs, and we're going to continue to get games like this where they're over after the first quarter if group of 5 teams are continued to be inviting. I think they have no place in the college football playoff unless we have a Boise State of the early 2000s or something like that where they're just clearly one of the top 12 teams. There are just teams that don't belong in the playoffs, and we got 2 really boring college football games out of it. So that's how I saw Week 16. Can't wait to see what the Patriots and Ravens do tonight, and we'll talk to everyone on Wednesday night.